Hello everybody, it is FRC 2012 season and round 12 out of 16, and we are here at Monza for the qualifying session of the Italian Grand Prix. And as we know from previous experience here at Monza, like in 2011, it's going to be an interesting race. And yeah, probably the first three or more laps of this Grand Prix can be called some kind of a sprint race. As it happened 2011, it was such an interesting sprint. A lot of action happened there, but now it's time for the qualifying session. And actually, taking a look at the driver's standings, it's going to be an interesting battle for the pole position. And for now, looks like absolutely everybody has a chance to uh, still fight for the position, fight for the championship. Uh, Everyone out of the top 8 teams, and probably even Erika Hanebuse. But we'll see as as the season is getting is coming to the end, and okay, enough talking. It's time to start the qualifying. Okay, let's go. And yep, also talking about the track itself, it is I think one of the fastest tracks of the whole season, and the lap times are going to be faster and the gaps are going to be closer. Jacob Holker starts his line lap around this track, and as there was a small chance of rain today here at Monza, it's still sunny and still a nice weather for racing. And I guess that slipstream is going to make a difference in the today's session standings. Jacob Horliker is about to complete the first sector. So the HRT driver is looking for another appearance in Q2. He was quite successful in the last few races. Talking about the qualifyings, like HRT was, for example, at Hungarian, we know it was Tost in Q2, and in Hungary it was Jacob. Now Jacob is going to finish his lap. And it is 1:23.125. And the Zabra is going to be much faster, of course, quarter of a second faster. Now it is the current championship leader Max Smittler, but still yet somehow slower than Mikkel Johansson. Aditya Bagus on P4, probably it's because of the slipstream, but yeah, for some reason Bagus is just really slow. Dmitry Pasalik is on P5, Avovic goes second fastest, just 3 thousandths of a second separate him and Johansson. Well, Jake Teals is up on the first, Blackwood P4, then Armin, Hidet and Fraser actually going side by side for no reason, and these two just ruined their laps. Hidet is going to be on P5 and Fraser on P11. Oh, that was actually a mistake by Daniel Fraser. And that was him running into the gravel at Parabolica. Yeah, probably the worst mistake you can make here at Monza is just ruining it on the final corner. Benja Rushton goes up into P10, not bad. As Fraser is just 5 seconds slower. 5 seconds off the pace. Miha P13, Erika Hanebusa P15. Parcels P13 and Jimenez up into P12. Simon Toscan also not bad, P9, and no, he is still behind his teammate Nicholas Johansson. That was a beautiful lap by him. Nicholas is on P2. And yeah, Fernando's just lost a lot of time in the pits by letting other cars through, and yep, seems like he's going to be the last driver to start uh, the next attempt on a lap. Yep, looks like it's another bad start of the qualifying for DTO Bagos, who is now on P13 and still at race, just like 2 weeks ago at Belgium. But I'm not sure that it's a real disappointment, as even if he was quite bad in Q2 and Q3, he barely sorry, Q1 and Q2 he barely made it into Q3, but still it was a P3 for him and a second row of the starting grid for the Indonesian. So it's not over yet. I think he just needs to find somebody who can produce the Red Bull driver with a slipstream. Yeah, look at it. The top 21, almost every single driver here is just about 6/10 slower than Jake Tilsley. That's beautiful. Aditya Bago starts his lap, and we'll see if he's going to improve, and I really hope he is going to improve massively on this lap, but yep, here comes Ian Fraser. It's going to be really close between these two, and we're going to see if Ian Fraser actually tries to help Aditya or he's just messing with him. For now, Bagus has lost 3/10 of a second, and I'm not sure that the help by Daniel is actually a help. Into Curva de Sarajla comes Bagus. Into Vialona, turn 7 and turn 8, and yep. The difference is massive, but still 10th of a second slower than his previous run. I guess we'll have to take a look at Dane Freezer as well, as actually we have just one driver in the pits, it's Paracels. This time Dane Freezer does not mess up the final corner. Looks like Bagus will not is not going to ruin Daniel Fraser's lap or something. But still, the Indonesian is on P13. Do have anyone with an improvement? Actually, we don't. Only Vucci Carmen, who's on P8, is improving just a bit. Now turn 10 for him. And still P8. I can say that this improvement was very useful for him, but Tilsley improves his personal best and now hits a new fastest lap overall. It's 1:22.785. Han Nebusa only P17. And yeah, Fraser has an improvement by about 10th of a second. That's not bad. That's not bad. A good exit out of the final corner, and now Fraser is going to give us a lap of 1:22.949, and it boosts him up into 5th position. Not bad at all. Bench Rushton on P11, and no more improvements at all. Everybody's coming into the pits. Not literally everybody. Rodrigo Jimenez, who is on P15 again at risk, and it is Only still P15, Martinez improves, but now still very slow for a Caterham. So looks like that's it. Jake Teasley is absolutely dominating the session with Nicholas Johansson all the way up into P2. Here we go for the final runs of this session. Versus Martinez and Fernando Toss are coming to the pit, so it's road blocked. For the drivers going for a lap. Here now these are the huge gaps ahead and behind of DTO buggers, but it looks like here that is not going to have an improvement because of which coming ahead, but I can't really say if it's going to be a slipstream or a dirty air for the Lotus drivers. Yep, we could see Bagus behind Fraser on his hot lap, but it did not help him at all. Anyways, Parcels is now P17, just 15 thousandths of Musa Karimov, who's on P16, the Williams driver. And here goes. Parcels going into Retifilio. Now it is turn 2, Curva Grande. This is already the end of Sector 1, right behind Musa Karimov. It may give Parcels an opportunity to improve because of the slipstream, but yep, 18 thousandths of a second gained on the first sector. No, it's time for Sector 2 as nowadays turn 6 for Andrew Paracelsus. And is it going to be a good lap or a bad lap? It is a good lap indeed. Nowadays 58.684. Just really good, really good. Now he has to complete turns 9 and 10, parabolic in the final corner. Here comes Paracelsus. And was it a good Sector 3? It was indeed P15. Bagus is the next one, and yep, he has a massive improvement, 1/10 of a second. I think he's going to be about P11. Or even P10 if he's going to get lucky. Yep, and it's P9 for Aditya Bagus. The next one is Fuji Carmen, but yep, he's struggling on this lap as well as Hidayat. Holker cannot do anything with Rodrigo Jimenez ahead as well. But Musa Karimov is looking really good after the first sector. 58.677. The gap between Jimenez and Karimov was 37 thousandths of a second. Is going to be enough for Karimov to make it into Q2. Kind of. There's still some time. Past Sally coming to P18. Does not make it through. Benji Rushton stays on P12. Johansson stays on P2. Who's the next one? Who's the next one? Sammy Toscan. No improvement as well. Bagus makes it into the beats. Jafari Blackwood stays on P4 as well as Dane Fraser. But now Alex Swan has an improvement. Let's see. Alex Swan comes down the final corner, and I guess he's going to stay on P21, and unfortunately, yep, only P21. He was only faster than Martinez today. Yes, look at that, Jack Tisa is going to improve his lap time again. Or not, no, he's still on P1, but without any improvement. Rodrigo Jimenez, he is the one to be faster than Karimov. Yes, he's up to P15, Karimov is out. So out of Q1 we have Karimov, Pasalic, Hanebusa, Miha, Luon and Martinez. That's it. Just look at this, Jimenez is through. But that's it for Q1 now, just need to wait for Fernando Tost to complete his lap, and if he's going to stay on P13, but that was a good Q1 I would say. We have Paracels on P16, Holker and Tost P14, P13, and the most importantly, Niklas Johansson has the pace, he's on P2. But for now that's it, and see you in Q2. Welcome back, and now it's time for Q2. Well, we can see that Erica Hanebus was out of Q1 once again, and sadly for somebody who is really close to the group of the top 4 teams drivers, it is a disappointment one more time, as Erica made it into Q3 last time at British Grand Prix. Only British Grand Prix, and then he was on P6. And since then it was only Q2 sometimes, and sometimes Q1 only. As after that at Germany it was P12, Q2, not bad, really close to Q3, but then it is Hungary and it is P11, also not bad, but then it's Hungary and Belgium. What happened at Hungarian? It is only P19, and the next race was Belgium. Another disappointment and another P19. For now, we already have some drivers on the track, and these are Benjamin Rush and Jacob Holker. HRT finally makes it to Q2, but with 2 cars. And yeah, they picked up the pace at the end of the season, as well, just look at these guys consistently making it into Q2. And probably if you already signed up, you'll notice that you could sign up for HRT, and yep, HRT is staying for another season. We're still not sure when they're going to leave, but and well, probably talking about HRT and when they're going to leave, probably that's where FRC is actually saying bye-bye to the real Formula 1, but not really, it's just a team staying for 1 or 2 seasons. But anyways, Benji Rush now says the lap time is 1, 2, 3, 0, 2, 1. Interesting combination of numbers, Jacob Holker. Slower by 7 tenths of a second. Max Meter P1, it's 123.007. Sam Toscan, look at these, just Zaubers are flying today. However, still P4, the inference is P3, then he did P2 in Dabo, which happened to P1, 122.813. And DT Bugs is the next one, he was struggling in Q1, and he is struggling in Q2, P7 only. Fernando's P8, slightly faster than his teammate. Santino on P7, Jake on P9, Nico Johansson P10. No, probably not the result he wanted after P2 in Q1. Andrew Paracels P13, Wujie Carmen 122.807, Jeffrey Black on P9, Jimenez P8. And that's really close. It's really close for Mercedes, as well as for Santin Drevli, and most importantly, Aditya Bagus. He's all the way down on P11, with Jake Teasley on P12. I don't know what to say, because Red Bull is running the Renault power unit, and as we know, it is probably the best engine in the OC so far. But something's gone wrong with them recently, like with buggers at Spa, the track which has the longest rate of the calendar, and here they're struggling to make it into Q3. It's only P11 and P12 for buggers and Tealsley. But however, McLarens are dominating Q2 now. However, I'm not sure we can call it a domination after just one lap from each driver. But still, the fact of them being on P1 and P2 still remains, as Tealsley tries to avoid the contact with the car he's teaming TDT bugs on the pit road or pit lane, whatever you call it, but I think it's better to call it a pit lane. But yep, and also Paracels is ahead of two HRTs. This is also an interesting thing, as you can't say that these two teams are not fighting in the championship. I mean, talking about the constructor championship, HRT has 13 points and Caterham has just 5 points, and they're right at the bottom of the standings. But talking about the race results, Caterham has quite a good pace, and I think that Thor also will probably be the last in the constructor championship this season. But we'll see, we'll see. Max Miller is on the track with Hidayat, Toast and other drivers. I'm not going to name all of them because the letter P in the TV graphics exists. Okay, we have only a few drivers in the pits, and yep, guys, get ready for some drama. Or actually not, but just prepare for the action. As Max Miller starts the lap, I guess nobody is going to interrupt him. Yep, nobody will. For Blackwood. Oh, and that's a lap ruined for Adam Hidayat already. But not sure that is going to make any difference to Adam in this session season P3, but the nation is just going to get a bit mad here. Of course he'll take Jafar Blackwood, and let's see if he'll try to get some karma from this incident, but seems like he will not. Whatever, back to Max Smitler. He's completing the middle sector. He's on P5 at the moment. 2 thousandths of a second in front of Sametoskan. Yeah, that's really close at the midfield. Max Miller 200 thousandths of a second slower. I think we should actually talk about the lap times, but whatever. Max Miller 23.07, Oscar 23.09, Russian 23.021, Jimenez 23.070, Blackwood 23.097, and Riley 23.107. That's really close, isn't it? Fernandes does not have an improvement, but however Jake Tealsley does. Jake Tealsley, he's only on P12. But how fast he is by 150 thousandths of a second. That's a massive improvement as Toss is on P14. He actually improves, but it only puts him up into P14. JT is on P4. Not bad, not bad. I will cross the line P2. Semitos can cross the line. He's going to stay on P7, I think. Yep, he definitely will. Jacob Holker and no, still on P16. Bagus an improvement, but yep, just P9. Jimenez stays on P10. Just 27 thousandths of a second between him and his teammate Jeffrey Blackwood, but both Mercedes are outside the top 10. Nico Johansson improves, and T and Riley up into P11. Still not enough to make it into top 10, just look at it. The drivers with Renault power unit are struggling today. Not all of them actually, but talking about Bagus and Andreoli, yep. Paracels is back on P14, and actually we don't have any other drivers on the hot lap, so it's time to take a look at how much time we have. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I think it's still enough to go for another lap, but not sure if everybody will actually have 3 hot laps in this session. But also talking about Mercedes, the team that is not as fast as it used to be in 2011. And these guys actually do not have that bad qualifying sessions. For example, in Belgium, Jeffrey Blackwood finished Q3 in P10, but he was just 0.2 of a second behind Adam Hidayat, who was on P9. I guess it was a good result, not counting the gaps, but also talking about Rodrigo Jimenez, he is not doing really good, I would say. So in Belgium he was on P17, and however he made it on, up into P10 at Hungary, but with Blackwood on P9, so yep, these were some decent results. For now it's 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this session. The drivers like Smitter and Tilsey are coming out of the pits, as well as Fernando Tost. I think it's about 5 more seconds for everybody to go for it. And wait, is it only Fernando Tost? Looks like, yep. Nobody else outside the top 10 makes it in time, so we're going to take a look at Fernando Tost. He'll try to out-qualify Andrew Paracelsus. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Santina Drevli, qualifying or P11 or even lower. Yep, he leaves the pit lane, but come on, what was he thinking about? So, it's only Adam, no Adam Heater doesn't even make it, so we have Benji Russian, Sam Toscan and Fernando Tost with Teasley and Smittler on the hot lap and nobody else. Nobody else. Let's take a look, shall we? Max Smittler is, I think he's going to send P6, no improvement at all. 3/10 slower. The next one is going to be Max Smittler, but we are looking for Fernando Tost. The biggest drama of the qualifying. Who is going to be ahead? Is it going to be Paracelsus or is it going to be Fernando Tost? Paracelsus is waiting for Fernando to complete his lap. Andrew is in the pits. Look at the HRT driver who comes through Parabolica. And it is going to be P15 for Fernando Tost, and Andrew Paracelsus is a legend who outqualifies two HRTs without even going for a final run. So out of Q2 we have Santino Andreoli. And Bagos almost makes it. Just barely makes it. P10 for him. And he was 9 thousandths of a second ahead of Santino Andreoli. But moving forward, it's P12 and P13 for Jimenez and Blackwood, P14 Paracels, and P15 and P16 two HRTs. However, look at that, Summer Toscan sets the fastest Sector 1 overall on his in-lap. It's not going to count, but that's interesting. And once again, see you in a couple of minutes for the last stage of the qualifying for Q3. let's go for Q3, and now we have 6 people in the chat, so that's really nice to see. Thank you very much for watching this qualifying. And if you still didn't sign up, then do it now. For now, the signups are open on Discord, but tomorrow the signups will be open on YouTube. But for now, let's see how good the FRC is going to be in his last qualifying, in his last Italian Grand Prix qualifying for Ferrari, as he's leaving the team at the end of the season. But what's going to be interesting to see what the transfers are going to be. For now, nobody is announced for any of the teams, so means that anything can happen. So it's time for Team Fraser to start his lap. As he completes the turn once again, the Retifilio. Good corner exit, now as close to the white line, as close to the curb as he can. Team Fraser can place Curve Grande. Come to the end of Sector 1, goes through Variante della Roccia, and 29.9 for Sector 1, not bad at all. Now it's turn 4, turn 5, Curva de Lesmas, and I'm not sure if I can actually name it a corner, but it's turn 6, Curva de Sarajda. Now it's Ascari for the Freezer. And it's 58.4. What about Nigel Johansson? How fast he's going to be? 58.4 still. This Sauber is as fast as Daniel Fraser at Ferrari. That's interesting. So is it Fraser so slow or is it Johansson so fast? But for Team Fraser it is 122.8. For Johansson it's going to be even faster, no, but still 72 thousandths of a second of Daniel Fraser. Bunch of Russian, the Williams driver. Where is he going to be? He's going to be on P3. Much slower than the Sauber, but Abolish is also slow as well. Wojciech Carmen P3. Sametowski on P6. Just look at this Sauber on P2. But yeah, Johansson is down to P3, Bogus is on P2. Max Mittler, I think Johansson will move one position down as well. Yep, he will. Even 2 positions down as it's 122.746 for Adam Hidayat. But TLC is even faster, 122.677.
Well done, we're on pole.
Just look at this, man. Really fast in Q1 and I think much faster in Q3. And if McLaren was really fast in Q2. They're struggling on P7 and P8. Much slower than... not that much, but still slower than Johansson by half of a tenth. But talking about Aboshi's, uh, he's actually 150 thousandths of a second slower than Johansson. These two McLaren drivers will be looking for an improvement for sure, as I think they can't start that low tomorrow. But everything can happen in the first couple of laps at Monza, because it is Monza. Just a lot of slipstream for everybody. I guess there are going to be a lot of collisions as well, and probably a huge crash in turn 1, as we could see last season. And as it is some kind of a short break for the drivers, should we actually talk about the lineups for the next season? I know nobody's announced, but we still can think of the drivers renewing their contracts, like Max Mitter, who is really confident in his team, I would say, as he will try to go for for the fourth consecutive season with Ferrari. Not sure if it is going to help him to achieve the World Championship, but we will see. Talking about other drivers, actually, looks like Jake Tilsley is looking for another year at Red Bull as well, but he has to make sure that he is going to finish this season quite high, and at least higher than Eric Hanebusa. But for now, Jake Tilsley is on P5. And if his Red Bull seat was, I think, in danger in the middle of the season, now he's really close to Aditya Bagus, just 4 points behind him. Okay, no more talking. Team Fraser goes for another lap, and he is going to be blocked by Aditya Bagus. It was such a shame, just being blocked like that at the start of the lap. But what about other drivers? Looks like Abovic, yep, starts the lap and he has nobody ahead. That's good for him, but not for Fraser, who is already losing 1/10 of a second to Jake Tilsley on the first sector. What about Abovic? Will he do better? Not really, but still really close to his previous Sector 1 time. Now let's take a look at Fuji Carbon, as he's the next one to complete the Sector 1. He's on P7, not the best position to be at. But yeah, just like Kaboshi is really close to his previous Sector 1 time. And what about A Fraser? He is going to stay on P3. Here we can see him completing the lap, and yep. What about Abovic? still really close. I think he has a chance to improve, and actually he does, and he's still in P8. But the improvement was minor, just 5 thousandths of a second. Armin is doing much better, 600s gained after the middle sector, so I think Vucic can fight for even P5 or P4. And look at him, up to P4 he goes. JTC just 1,000th of a second. Still he's on P1. Adam Hidayat at the only Lotus in key 3. And he's on P2, still on P2, but now a bit closer to Tealsley. Benja Rushton on P9. Samet Oskan, I think he's going to stay on P9, sorry, on P10 though. No, he's up onto P8 ahead of Abovic. That was a terrible 2 laps for Aboba. I was saying, was actually Bagus slowed down? Yep, he was. Just look at this. 2.5 seconds lost because of... Was it because of Fraser? I think it was. I don't know what was the point to slow down there, but Bagus was just driving safe. Three minutes ago, and this is going to be the same situation as in Q2, with not everybody actually making it to the... not making it for another hot lap, but we'll see. 3 minutes is enough, I think. And also, if you want to be interviewed, you can join our Discord servers, race streams voice chat after the end of Q3. So, yeah, you can tell us about your expressions after Q3 or about your qualifying overall. Oh, look at this! Look at this beauty! Two McLarens going side by side on the pit lane. This is hilarious. Oh, and they collided as well. But who cares? This is beautiful. Unsafe but beautiful. And the McLaren drivers are giving some show to the fans. About 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. And Adam Hitter is going to be at risk. Not like at risk, but I'm not sure that he is going to make it in time. Nigel Johansson definitely won't, and as well as Benji Rushton and Samet Oskar with GT Bagus. Dame Fraser starts his slap. But first let's check the finish line. Max Miller makes it as well as Adam hit it. Look at this, it was really close. 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure where the finish line was, but look at this. Look at the timer. Look how close it was. Anyways, let's continue. Fraser has a good sector 1 as well as Sabovic, but not Vucic Carmen. I mean, Vucic has sleep through him, but can't do anything. But Jake Teasley can. He improves his personal best by 4 thousandths of a second. That's good. That's really good. However, Max Miller is struggling, and Adam Hidayat as well. Oh, Daniel Fraser has an improvement, and he's the fastest. Or is he? We'll have to see as Here comes Dane Fraser through parabolic and now into turn 10. Down the main straight, and it's going to be a pole position for Ferrari. Or it isn't. We're going to take a look. No, only P2. 34 thousandths of a second slower. Habovic crosses the line and he is up into P9. Just look at this. Such a terrible qualifying for the Russian. Jake Teasley. Here he comes and it is going to be 122.632. The fastest lap overall for him. Max Miller cannot do anything, and Adam Hidayat finishes the lap without any improvement, and then Jake Teasley on pole and Dane Fraser on second position. I think Tifosi can be happy with the result, however they did not make it on pole position, but starting from the front row is still good achievement for them, as well as for Dane Fraser. So congratulations to Red Bull and congratulations to Jake Teasley as well as congratulations to Ferrari. And now I think we can start our interviews. So feel free to join the voice chat. Okay, so the first interview is going to be with Vucic Carmen or by 2.5. So hello.
Moi. Uh,
Hi.
God damn it! That was painful, to be honest. I was expecting that I legit had the pace today in McLaren, but missed out on the pole position again. It's frustrating, if I say the least.
Yeah, but at least you actually outqualified your teammate Aboish, who actually has not the best pace as
Yeah,
as he qualified on P9.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Bobovic is a little bit off the pace this weekend. Hopefully, my team can pick back up where we left off from Spa, but I will honestly hope that I can, you know, I can get back on the pace again tomorrow for the race. So yeah, and also grazie, and see you later. I'm out here.
Okay, thank you for the interview, and okay, I guess that the next one is going to be Benji. So hello there,
Hello.
and that's nice to see you back into top 10 in the qualifying for the first time since Silverstone. So how do you feel
Yeah.
about that?
Well, getting into the top 10 ever since Silverstone, it's a good achievement because I've either been out in Q2 or Q1 ever since Silverstone, and it's just like it's getting on my nerves now. So I've just tried to push the car that bit more to get into Q3, which I have done now. I've only qualified 10th, but it's a Q3, so yeah, we'll have to see what we do in the race.
And also, as it is start for the sign-up, start for the negotiations about the contracts. Uh, um, actually, uh, what do you think of staying with Williams, or you want to change the team?
I'm thinking of staying with Williams, but we don't know if they're gonna re-sign my contract yet. So I'm hoping if they're gonna re-sign my contract, they're gonna give me a new contract. So if they do, I'm definitely gonna put pen on paper. But if they don't, I'm gonna look at moving to another team,
And the
like
last,
HFC or something.
and the last question: what do you think was going to happen tomorrow at the first laps of the race, as it is always quite chaotic here at Monza?
One word: carnage.
Yep, indeed. Thank you for the interview.
Yep.
And that's it for our race. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow for the race. Goodbye.